Is the latest. Of course, we do understand now 2 buildings have been torched already. Give us a brief background of why these residents in that area in Keiskammahoek are actually protesting. Is it just about roads and lighting?
Good afternoon to Alicia. Well, if you remember, the protest started about 3 weeks ago. In fact, it was suspended for this 3 weeks. About 3 weeks ago, they started protesting, demanding roads, demanding road infrastructure, linking to communities, 35 villages in Keiskammahoek, demanding the building of a senior secondary school, Vukile Chwete, among other things. In that protest, one of the protesters died when police fired rubber bullets at the protesters who were allegedly running for their lives. Soon after that, they were demanding that they speak to the provincial chairperson of the ANC, Oscar Mabuyane, and the Eastern Cape Premier, saying that the municipality has failed to answer their demands and they want to speak to the province. Ongoing, they've been meeting with the province, trying to find a common ground, a solution to their problems on how they best deal with the services that they are demanding. And about a week ago, Alicia, we saw a road grader starting with their work patching roads, and one thought that their problems were solved and the government was ready to continue with the work. But just yesterday, we saw them taking to the streets again, saying that their demands were not met. This is not what they agreed upon. They do not want them to patch the roads, but they want them to properly fix the roads from the start, and also grade in the rural areas. One of the other things that the residents are complaining about is that when Oscar Mabuyane, the chairperson of the ANC in the province, was here, together with Kokta MEC, they said they would come back within 7 days to call an imbizo, to talk to residents with the relevant MECs, to give them a feedback as to why there's been a backlog, since they say that the petition was handed over to the government in 2013. That did not happen, and this is why they are saying they now do not want to talk to the province. They want national leaders. They want the president to come and address them because they have failed to live up to their promise. Right now, Alicia, the situation continues to be volatile. As you can see, there are burning tires behind me. Residents have come out in full force. They are not backing down. They are saying they are going to protest up until their demands are met, up until national leaders of government come down to Keiskammahoek and talk to them. There is a meeting that is taking place, Alicia, in that constituents office between Sanko leaders in the province and Khakhabe Kingdom spokesperson Benz Ngamasho, who was sent by the Queen to listen to their grievances, to try and find solution. But we are not sure if that will yield any results. As I've said, they want to speak to national office bearers. They want them to address them. They continue to burn tires. They continue to ban buildings. Police are on the ground, but it is very difficult. It is a difficult task to control what is happening. Alicia.
Busisiwe, I mean, speaking of the Premier and senior government officials, I mean, we heard the Premier saying that he is ready to give feedback on government's plans of action. Any word on what might these be at this stage? And also, what exactly is the role of Sanko in all of this? We hear, like you just indicated, that they are currently in that meeting. When can we get the outcome from all these developments?
Indeed, Alicia, the Premier called a media briefing in Bisho today to address members of the media as to what they have done, saying that they have started with the work of making sure that they answer to the calls in Keiskammahoek, and also saying that within that 7 days that they gave the people, they were given by the people of Keiskammahoek, they were ready to come and address them. But Sanko said no, that was not the time for them to come, and that they should wait. They should start with the engagements between the leaders and them as government, and that is why they couldn't be here. Something that Sanko refutes. Sanko is their leaders, their community leaders. They are the ones that are leading this march. They are the ones that led the march that took place over 3 weeks ago. And they're also saying that they are disappointed in the Premier for calling a media briefing in his office in Bisho instead of coming down to address them, instead instead of coming to a place where the town is in total shutdown, where services, health services, clinics have been closed down, schools have been closed down, businesses have been closed down. But the Premier is saying they've requested to speak to the President, and therefore he can only speak to them if they allow him to speak to them. But he's saying that he is more than willing, he's ready to talk to them. But since they said they want to speak to the President, then they have a choice to decide who they want to talk to.
All right, Busi, I mean, I don't see any police behind you there on the scene, keeping a watchful eye on things and also protect the municipal structures that have been destroyed. And as you just mentioned, that violence it continues unabated. Who's keeping a watchful eye on things?
Alicia, there are police who are keeping a watch just on the other side. If cameraman Bulelani Scott can just pen, those are just a few of the many police officers that made their way to Keiskammahoek today. We've seen a large police contingent, about 7 buses. That is me not mentioning the bakkies and the small sedans that they are traveling in. But Alicia, even with that large contingent, it does not look like they are in control of the situation as buildings continue to burn whilst police are there. When they tried to mediate just earlier, there were 2 big trucks who were delivering goods to a local dairy farm here in Keiskammahoek, which was turned away by residents, and police had to intervene and also had to direct those trucks to go back because residents are not allowing anything to come in. So in those instances, Alicia, they would be coming to a certain area to try and mediate when the residents are trying to be disruptive or trying to turn away trucks. On the other side, some residents would be starting up the fires, would be burning the buildings. So it is a situation where even with this large contingent of police, it is uncontrollable. And police have been observing that they are keeping a distance, Alicia, from the protesters. I'm not sure if this is because of what happened over 3 weeks ago when they fired rubber bullets and one of the protesters died, but they've been keeping a distance between themselves and the protesters. Also, have not seen any fire engines. You would know that one of the demands is that there be a fire station in Keiskammahoek. There is none, and these buildings continue to burn. There is none that has been called upon behind to actually well, as you can see, Alicia, I've just said this is an uncontrollable situation where residents continue to put fires. It is right in front of you. They're throwing in tires to burn. Police have to constantly be on the watch out to clear roads, to stop the fires from burning. It is an unending situation that is taking place, a situation that calls for decisive leadership, as some say inside. As I was saying, Alicia, earlier, is that they are saying they want they want national office bearers. We are yet to see, though, Alicia, what comes out of that meeting between the Gagabe Kingdom and Sanko in the province. But the indication that we got when we spoke to Sanko's secretary in the province is that he's also in support of the protest, and that he's saying these are genuine concerns and these are genuine demands, though they condemn the burning of municipal offices. So one would want to think that the protest will continue.
Okay, Busi, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much. We'll definitely touch base with you probably around the time that meeting between those leaders is adjourned. That is our reporter Busisiwe Jemsana live to us from Keiskammahoek, where residents there have torched 2 municipal buildings demanding better services. Peter?